Hi Revolution golfers, Sean Foley here at the Foley Performance Academy at Timaquan Golf and Country Club in the beautiful Lake Mary, Florida. And I'm here to answer one of our Revolution Golf members, Ben's question on what is a release. And this is a very interesting question because we have been taught so much in golf to really lag the golf club and lag it. So people say, well, once I lag it, when do I release it? But what I want you to understand is the release is something that's not completely done on purpose, because what we have in the golf swing with the body and the arms is we have certain parts of our body that are accelerating and certain parts that are decelerating. And then we have certain parts of our chest that are accelerating and then they're decelerating. Then we have certain parts of our arms that are accelerating and then they're decelerating. So what that means is that if I move from acceleration to deceleration through all these links as I'm creating all of this energy, what happens is when my arms start to get in front of me and away from me, they start to slow down. So once they start to decelerate, that's when the golf club accelerates. So a release is not something, if you ask a lot of different players, they'll say that they feel the release differently. If I was going to mention the release, basically a player is creating torque on the grip of the golf club. So a player is either creating a twisting torque, so this would be kind of Tom Watson as far as the forearms rolling over, or the player is creating more of a throwing torque. So someone going from here, so understand this forearm's going into pronation and supination. And the left wrist normally in that case is going to be flexed or bowed as it's moving through there. Now, because the club head's moving so much faster than the wrist, the club head, as the left wrist is rotating and bowing, you'll see the action of the left wrist go like that. But I can promise you that not a lot of players are trying to do that. It's just the fact that the club heads have such a high overtaking rate, even if they feel like they're doing this, it's the club that puts that wrist back into extension. So remember, there's a twisting torque that we create, which helps us release it, or in the case of a strong player like Matt Kuchar, it's more of a throwing torque that he's doing, because with a strong grip, if he twists it, he's going to get the club face closed. So remember, a release is a function of the wrist angles, either twisting, throwing, and as the club starts to get faster and faster, we're going to see this angle where the wrist goes ulnar. So a release is just more of a focus of making sure that we're using our hands and arms to help square the face. But as far as like a true release of the golf club goes, that comes from having proper sequence and proper principles in transition that's going to just make that club go. So I'm sure if you ask the Major League Baseball pitcher, when they're at this point in their throwing process and we can see them opened up with their right shoulder and tons of external rotation, they're not trying to lag that. They're trying to throw the ball the whole time. The reason it lags is because the shoulder lags behind every other part of the body. Hope that helps.